Hello, guys, gals, and fellow MB pals. Um, was thinking of making a video earlier about a different topic, but I might just save that for the clouds and rain. Might just save that for a much longer video where I can talk more extensively about things. So, what I did want to talk about was apparently the fact that Adin Ross is beefing with some hood niggas, and I'm just like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? Where they do that at? When, like, well, first, the first crazy thing I learned in the video, which is from a creator called Deleted, whose content I've quite enjoyed. The last couple of videos I've seen, I quite enjoyed that shit. And yeah, the homie was talking about how Adin was essentially caping for Drake, and since Drake is like one of his boys or whatever, or they're friends or something at least. Well, Adin was caping for Drake, and so a different streamer named Cheezer was fucking around in the live stream. It was like singing "Not Like Us" or some shit like that. And then some people came on Aiden's stream, like maybe sometime later. This is like not like same day, sometime later, but like some point in time later on. Was talking about they'd pull up to Cheezer's house and all this other shit. Tell Drake to drop a band or whatever, and they'd go find Cheezer and all this other shit. And yeah, that nigga backed off real fucking quick. It was just like, oh hell nah, like y'all threatening my life over singing "Not Like Us," even though like Drake lost that beef real fucking hard, real fucking heavy. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna fucking jug to a Drake beat, but like, yeah, nah, big homie, big homie is not doing too good in the whole music scene. Everybody, like, Drake then kind of fell off, and he fell off for a good reason. He needed to fall off. But that's not the point of what we're talking about. Like, what we're talking about is the fact that Adin tried to insert himself into that type of shit. And then some LA niggas was just like, who the fuck is this Adin Ross dude? And it's interesting that Adin really tried to act real hard and everything, especially after whatever rapper that was that came on his stream and took a bunch of money from him and then left. Ain't even rapper, nothing like that. Like, they was sitting in like a dark ass warehouse and shit like that. Like, it honestly, if he wasn't streaming, like, who fucking knows what could have happened to his dumbass kid. But that nigga don't seem to, like, he don't seem to have no fucking like real self-preservation like instinct or nothing like that. Like, that nigga just be like talking and talking and talking and thinking that talking is just gonna be all right. And it's just like, yeah, nah, little nigga, you don't really understand. Like, I'm not from the coast, like, or any shit like that. Like, shit, I'm from Cincinnati. Like, we I'm sure there are gangs and gangster shit that go on all the time. Niggas get shot all the time in Cincinnati, but like the coast, like, fucking, I mean, shit, like the like literally like 90s, 80s and 90s rap beef was like fucking legendary. Like, literally legendary. Like, literally did end two of the greatest rappers of all time, Tupac and Biggie. Literally got done in fucking around in beef. Like it I don't know why you would want to play around with that shit. Even though, yes, it's 2024, nigga, that's an even bigger reason to be like, maybe let's not play around with this kind of shit, you know? Maybe let's not fuck around and talk big, loud, and wild to people that you don't really know. You don't know what they about. You can do your research and you can, learn about shit. I mean, shit, even that top 5 nigga who, like, looking at that nigga mugshots, like, holy shit, very rarely you just find people who just outright fucking look evil. Like, that nigga looks evil. Like, holy shit. it takes a lot for a nigga to just look dead ass just evil. Like that nigga looks fucking evil. He's a rapper, but that nigga's also a demon. Like, I wouldn't trust that nigga with fucking pocket change, man. That nigga look like he didn't seen and did some shit. Oh my god. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, no, I just seen a video of talking about Adin fucking I guess eventually apologizing after talking all that mess, which I'm kind of glad he did, cuz I'm just like, dog, you don't know what the fuck you doing. Like, you really don't know what the fuck you talking about. You don't know what the fuck you doing. Like, you don't want to play with the streets. Like, I'm a nigga that don't play with the streets. I don't fuck around with the streets. I go in the motherfucking house. I'm not gonna date a street nigga. I'm not gonna fuck around with nobody that fuck around with street niggas. That's one of the reasons why I'm honestly glad that I stopped fucking around with Lee John, because Lee John like to play like he fuck around with street niggas. Like, he know that type of shit, and I'm just like, you not that type of nigga, but okay. But he act like the streets for him, and I'm like, look, be my guest, live your life, have fun. It ain't got shit to do with me. Like, point blank, period. I will not, I will never. Like, the last dude I dated, like, I don't know. It's something about dudes that walk around with guns in their waistband that make me just think, like, what are you so fucking afraid of? Like, you know? What do you, who did you say something to, or who did you do something to that they want your ass that bad? Because, like, I mean, Lee John walk around with his gun. The last dude I dated walked around with a gun. And I mean, like, he worked in a fucking pharmacy. So that really, like, made me, like, tilt my head. Like, you so fucking gung-ho giga chad about, not even giga chad, you just so fucking gung-ho to carry a gun. And but I'm like, all you do is look paranoid. All you do is look like a pussy when you do that. Like, you just look scared as fuck all the fucking time. And I really want to know who the fuck got you so fucking scared. Like, why the fuck is your ass so fucking scared all the fucking time that you gotta walk around with a gun and you work in a pharmacy? Like, like that's the kind of shit, like, I wonder about. I wonder who you owe hood tax to, or who you owe something to make your ass so fucking paranoid and so fucking scared to go anywhere without a gun in your waistband. I mean, like, this nigga was always ready to, like, fuck. Like, I mean, like, his little ass was always just like hand behind his back, ready to pump, like, just ready to dump lead. And I'm just like, who the fuck? Like, nigga, we at the park, just walking around. What are you tripping for? Like, I don't know. I notice shit like that, and I'm just like, I don't know what you got going on. It's clearly something that you're not telling me. It's clearly a bunch of shit that nigga was not telling me. But that's neither here nor there. He's no longer my problem. But yeah, no, just, like, seeing Adin try to fuck around and beef with LA. Like, the entire city of LA, like, second largest city in the country, ain't it? And most of the entire area is just full of, like, either full of, like, bougie rich niggas or just, like, the hood. Like, that's, like, it. And try to beef with gang niggas is, like, that's just honey, I don't have to be like I can't really be like I'm from the hood or whatever. Like, I didn't grow up, like, in, like, poverty or nothing like that, but even I knew better than to fuck around with hood niggas. And when I was, like, walking through the hood or some shit like that, I'm not gonna talk to you. I don't want to, man, nah, I don't want no fucking smoke, none of that. Like, as a matter of fact, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, it just popped into my memory, like, honestly thinking about this shit. One of my cousins had a friend that her best friend had a nephew that literally got pulled up on, him and his girl, because the girl was I guess some plug's girl or some shit like that, and I guess she was either, like, fucking around behind his back or some shit like that. Anyways, long story short, they killed the girlie and made him carry her body to the car, and when he tried to run, they just killed his ass too. So, Not gonna lie to y'all, shit like this do happen all the time. Like, do not fuck around with the streets under any circumstance. Streets don't give a fuck. They show up, they pull up, and they crash the fuck out on your ass. Like, y'all can play around with that shit if you want. Me, personally, Rain don't want no smoke. I want none of that beef. Streets can have the streets. I am not for the streets. I am not for street niggas. Like, I've never been that kind of person. Never will be. Like, unapologetically. So, I hope Adin has learned his lesson. I hope he has learned that Face Banks is in fact a fucking nobody and cannot help him just because he didn't tat his whole entire body and think that he's gangster. Face Banks, you're a streamer. You're a video game nerd. You're not the hood. Please don't ever think you could cape for somebody and that's gonna be enough to cover them. Cause that was just, honestly, that was crazy. That was crazy for him to just be like, nah, you good, you can pull up. Like, honey, I don't think you really realize the situation that Adin has found himself in. And even trying to involve yourself in that way is crazy, dog. Like, unfortunately, I'm not the type of person where I'm going to take that bullet for somebody else. I'm just not going down that way. Like, unapologetically. You want to get in the stupid shit? You want to talk a bunch of shit to the wrong people? Go ahead. Go right ahead. That has nada, nothing, zero, nothing to do with me, okay? So, I hope they all get this beef squashed and figured out without having to leave somebody's brains on the street. And I don't know. I really hope that these streamers really get it out of their head that money is going to solve all their problems. Sometimes your mouth is going to get you into a situation that your money is not going to be able to get you out of. And all I can say is I hope when that situation comes, you at least have a will so your family can collect. Because y'all playing too much with shit that y'all do not understand. Okay? Okay. So, whether you like this video or not, I do not care. Like, subscribe, do all the YouTube things, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.